already played Golden Go to a top 8 finish, but to go any further, they're going to have to get past James de Boer's Archeops Lugia, and I do worry in this matchup about Chinchino. I am concerned that Chinchino, as a one-prize Pokemon that can KO Golden Go, could end up being a problem. James de Boer there, unfortunately, no accomplishments to list there, except, you know, top 8 at Dortmund Regionals 2024. And from my experience, if players are good enough to make top 8 at a regional, that tends to not be their last accomplishment.
Nope, I was going to say there will be at least one etched in here, and could get top 4, could get finalist, could get champion. So look at James there, happy days for him. Jelle in that lovely world shirt, love that, all the colourfulness. But there is Jelle, Dortmund regional finalist, so clearly love this city and the venue. EUIC top 32 2022, Stockholm regional top 16 2024 season just gone, and then Lille regional top 32 2023. So Jelle, fantastic player, loves Dortmund, loves his deck, because when he did get that finalist, was playing Golden Go, of course. So here we go. Can Jelle go one more further than the final this time and take it all home? If he wants to, he will need to win this round here.
Absolutely, and just in case anyone was confused by that bracket, remember, I know we're in Dortmund and it is 2024, but this is the 2025 season. So Dortmund 2024 was last season. This is technically Dortmund 2025, despite the fact we are here in September 2024. We are not predicting already that it will make the final, that Golden Go deck, let's be clear. So, Jelle, and look, if you go to a tournament, you get second place, and then you come back the next season and you have this good a run, it's in your head like, look, I've got unfinished business. Last season I made the final, that was great, but I need to go one step further.
Here we go, there's the coin flip, looks like it was heads.
Pointless until we know who picked heads.
It looked like Jelle pointed over to the left, so maybe that means you won, or maybe that means you're going first. We'll find out soon, but both players gonna get started here. Looks like the decks are being cut opening, hands are being drawn. Now, you don't really want to be giving any mulligans away to a high-powered deck like Golden Go or Lugia. You don't want to give them any extra resources, of course, but it looks like Jelle has got basics. Love to see that.
The way this game's going to go is quite simple. Both decks are looking to set up and smash. Golden Go has got the rather lovely Make It Rain attack. You get to discard as much energy from your hand as you like, and you deal 50 damage for each one you discard. Plus, it's got coin bonus that draws 1 card, or if you're on the active, 2. Plus support from Palkia and Bibarel and Pheasant Dipty and Radiant Greninja. What about Lugia, Shay?
Yeah, well, James will be opting to use that Lugia summoning stars early as possible, because if you do, you can grab 2 of your Archeops from the discard pile, pop them straight into play as early as turn 2. Let's quickly consult the prize cards there, though. James did prize Luminion, does play 2 copies. Jelle prized 2 copies of Golden Go, though. That could be interesting. Does play a maximum 4 copies of that, but 2 are currently in the prizes. So it looks like both players are going to have our handshake to start us off here in our Dortmund top 8 feature match, and it is Jelle who is going first.
And James starts that Iron Hand, which is not an early game threat like it might be in a Maridon deck. Lugia takes some time. So Nest Ball comes out, and it looks... Have we already searched out that Radiant Greninja with the Nest Ball?
No, I think...
Or was that on the bench to start?
I think that was from the hand, actually. So we'll see Nest Ball there, as Jelle is going to do some prize checking. So let me just finish my run through of the Lugia deck. So James wants to get 2 Archeops in discard pile as soon as possible, so he can use Summoning Star from Lugia V-Star to pop them straight into play. Why does he want to do that? Well, Archeops has the really bonkers ability, Primal Turbo, lets you attach 2 special energy from your deck to one of your Pokemon. So if James gets 2 Archeops out, he can accelerate up to 4 special energy a turn. And he has a whole multitude of attackers that can use them, such as that Iron Hand, such as a Chinchino, such as, well, the Lugia V-Star Tempest Dives are all options.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm looking at most in here is that Chinchino. You get 4 energy on, it hits 280. It will get a 1-hit KO on a Golden Go. Now, the good news is Golden Go need only discard 2 cards from hand to KO Chinchino. The bad news is you do not want to be trading 1 for 2. This Golden Go deck really excels where you can KO 2 prize Pokemon, where you can go 2, 2, 2, and off you go. So let's look for that. Jelle van Kampen does then play the Hisuian Heavy Ball. Definitely going to see the 2 Golden Go in the prizes, but there's a Gimme Ghoul as well.
Yep, so you definitely get to consult the prize cards, as it looks like that Nest Ball did conclude with that Radiant Greninja. So yeah, there's gonna at least have 2 Gimmighoul to start the game off, what we like to see. It's really important to get those Gimmighoul down because obviously Golden Go does evolve from Gimmighoul, and you want to try and use as many coin bonus in a turn as possible. Because that Golden Go has the ability coin bonus, lets you draw 1 card, or 2 if it's in the active spot. So you want to get that rolling, such an underrated part of the deck, having that extra draw power throughout the game.
Absolutely, it's such a huge advantage. It really keeps this deck ticking along. Those Golden Go are now the top 2 prizes. Assuming we take prizes like normal, those Golden Go aren't coming out, and you usually need 3 to finish out the game. But we do have Palkia, which won't KO Lugia, but will KO a bunch of other stuff in the deck.
Yeah, no, that's true. Palkia, that subspace well can be used as a handy-dandy attacker if you need to. Also very good at Star Portal for powering stuff up, like a Radiant Greninja for Moonlight Shuriken. Probably not going to be used in this game, but you never know. It is something to keep an eye on.
That Radiant, I don't know. If we ever see 2 Minccino/Chinchino, because even Chinchino's got 110. If we ever see 2 Minccino on the bench at the same time, like we could, as early as next turn, see that Moonlight Shuriken, because we can use Origin Form Palkia's Star Portal ability to accelerate energy. If James benches 2 Minccino, we could see an aggressive Moonlight Shuriken KO both of them. That is something, if I'm Jelle, I'm thinking about that, because I'm scared of Chinchino.
Yeah, that would make sense. Let's see if that is a line of play that would come down. It's over to James' turn, though. We'll start the turn off there with a Nest Ball. So James will now be able to consult those prize cards. Let's see what he does. Worth noting, Jelle's hand, I think, I had a quick look at it before he passed the turnover. Didn't look that great.
And with 2 Golden Go prize, he is going to have to try and find at least one of the only 2 remaining in the deck. That is a problem. Lugia, it is a deck that is known to have occasional suboptimal starts, I think is a euphemistic way to put it. It's not always the most consistent deck around. Obviously, players like James going 11-2, it's a great list. He's a great player, but you need those first couple of turns. You need the Archeops in the discard. You need to get your Lugia V-Star. Once you do, I'm kind of liking James's position here.
Yep, it's just it's that age-old Lugia problem. You have to just jump over that first hurdle of getting the Archeops into play. When you do, it's one of the best decks in form, I make no questions asked. It's like James is going to take the Squawkabilly EX there. Squawk and Seize is available, and you discard your hand to draw 6. Very nice. I don't think James actually has an Archeops in that hand. Now, you'd love to start ditching off Archeops there with that Squawk and Seize, but I don't think they're available as of yet.
Nah, the ideal situation here is get 2 Archeops in hand, Squawk and Seize them both into the discard, draw 6 new cards, and away we go. But as a lock James needs, he needs to get a basic Lugia down at least. The problem is, going second, Jelle could potentially KO a Lugia V next turn. Could get a Golden Go rolling, could do it. So James really needs 2 Lugia V here. Wait, is that? No, I was going to say, you've got a Squawk and Seize.
It did look like it was. Oh, there is an Archeops in that hand. I apologize. There is also the Blood Moon, Ursaluna, Thornton, Ino, and then the boss's orders. But it did look like that was a pass, didn't it? But there we go. Squawk and Seize. Going to draw 6. Let's see what we do. Another Archeops there. No Lugia V.
No Lugia V. Is that 5 energy or 4 energy? Professor's Research and an Archeops. What? Why is he showing the hand? Oh, he's playing Professor's Research. There we go.
Okay.
It's his first turn, but it is turn 2 overall.
Yep.
Does ditch a bunch of special energy. Finally hits a Lugia V. There we go. And is that 2 Archeops in the discard
I think it is, yeah. There was one off before the Squawker season, one off the Research. Okay, so now James is cooking to get the Lugia V down. Could even grab a backup one if you like off that Ultra Ball. We're reading a sneaky Clef Key there, and that's the 3rd Archeops in the discard pile there. Which is nice, obviously. Once you get 2 in play, you definitely don't need your other 2. So get him in a discard pile nice and early.
Pretty aggressive discarding from James here with your Squawk and Seize, followed by your Professor's Research. Did lose a bunch of special energy here, which we do need to watch as we go through.
We do.
Because you will need 4 per Chinchino. For the time being, it's not a huge issue. There's 17 energy in the discard. Sorry, in the deck as a whole. But it's just something to keep an eye on as we go through the game. If you have to discard too many too early, it can get awkward.
And it looks like we're also going to see the Nest Ball, Ultra Ball for the Minccino and a pass over to Jelle. Okay, what can we... Oh, was that a top deck? Oh, no, Cypher Maniac's code breaking. So we'll be able to grab 2 cards, put them to the top of your deck and shuffle the rest. So if there is an energy in the hand, Jelle will be able to at least basically grab both of those via concealed cards, Greninja, if there is in hand. So it looks like the top 2 cards have been chosen.
Oh, we can see that, yeah, there is
an energy.
Yellow's like, I'm not even putting them back on the deck. You know I'm going to concealed cards in a second. So let's just leave them there. And, loses an energy and immediately plays an Earthen Vessel, getting rid of a jamming tower to go and get 2 energy straight back. Now, this is telling, because we've only gone for water energy here. Could we be seeing a potential Moonlight Shuriken? I did see Jelle eyeing up a Palkia V-Star. I'm not saying he grabbed it, but I know one was being eyed up for a moment there.
Well, if you was going to use Moonlight Shuriken, you'd have to use get a Palkia V-Star to start Portal the energy in play.
That's my point.
So we could be seeing the Moonlight Shuriken.
Oh, there is one in hand. There we go. Oh, here we go, getting the only Lugia, and this is what I said a moment ago. Are we going to see Subspace Swell for a single energy? We are going to see it for a single energy. And what do we got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 160 plus 62, 20. That is enough. Lugia is going to get KO'd here, the only Lugia. This is what I said a minute ago, Shay. This deck can put on early pressure. You have to try and bench 2 Lugia.
Yep.
James unable to do so. There will be no V-Star power this turn.
Well, was able to do so. That Ultra Ball that grabbed the Mintina could have very easily grabbed a second Lugia V, but, you know, hedged the bets thinking, I don't think you can get to this Lugia V. But unfortunately, Jelle could, and now Jelle is firmly in the driver's seat here in this Game 1 top 8 feature match here at Dortmund. What can James do? Does play a Thornton, but that got discarded early on. That hand had the Lugia V-Star in it, would have been able to go off to the races, but currently cannot.
Yeah, now it is worth noting that with the right energy, Iron Hands can KO Palkia, but it's 4 energy and you don't, it's 3 energy, you don't take an extra prize, not 4 energy and you do. Wait, we already got enough energy. We got a double turbo, but that's not a lightning.
That was attached this turn, so yeah, wouldn't have been able to there. There will be no arm press.
No, there's 3 energy, but none of them count as lightning.
No.
Sorry.
That's okay. Traditionally, the Lugia list don't play enough lightning or coloured ones to be able to arm press anyway. But I guess actually Rahul already does play the Legacy and the lightning. But we are going to see Professor Research being played. Lugia V is going to come down. It's going to be a pass back over to Jelle.
And Jelle has the potential here to do something quite amusing. If you can find a Boss's Orders in hand, you can go and grab the current Lone Lugia. There's 2 Boss's Orders in Jelle's deck. No Prime Catcher, that's been used. But Jelle doesn't need, I don't literally think anything. I think the KO's on the board.
Yep, KO's on the board.
Just a Boss's Orders here. I don't think he's got it or access to it.
Well, we have coin bonus and conceal cards available. So that's at minimum 3 cards. 1, 2, what were they?
Ultra Ball and an Earthen Vessel. It's not there yet.
Coin bonus for 1.
Boss's Orders would be beyond huge here.
Could use the Earthen Vessel to thin out some cards from the deck first.
I would personally.
Get rid of that heavy ball. I don't think there's any other basic Pokemon in the prize cards here. So we could, but then again, you could keep that to burn it so you can try and get more cards off a potential Bibarel if you draw into that. So there is options here for Jelle. You're just trying to work out what is the best way to go about this. Oh, we're going to see a pay retreat.
Oh, this is interesting. So coin bonus can get 2.
Because the superior energy retrieval, then we get 4 energy from the discard pile.
And remember, Make It Rain is a...
Oh, and that was a basic energy from the... I think we can get a Make It Rain for a big KO here, because Earthen Vessel will grab 2 basic energy from the deck. Superior energy retrieval will get 4 from the discard, and that would be enough to get this Iron Hands in the discard pile via a big Make It Rain KO.
It absolutely would. You've still got a Palkia. You've got 2 Gimmighoul ready to evolve. There's still a Golden Go in the deck as well that you can go for here. You've got options. The problem is, next turn there is going to be a Cinccino in the active. So you're going to need Gusting. Getting Gusting this turn is better.
Yes.
Because then you turn off the Lugia.
Yes.
But you will need Gusting to win next turn. There is also an argument that if you go up 4 prizes, just KO the Cinccino. You're far enough ahead in the prize race. It doesn't matter.
Here we do see the superior energy retrieval being played. Discard 2 cards from your hand, and then you can get back 4 basic energy from your discard pile. So there goes Gimmighoul and Hisui and Heavy Ball. Going to grab those 4 basic energy from the discard pile and pop them in the hand.
Yeah, and that is already KO on the board there. Iron Hands has 230. There's 5 energy in hand. There's actually 6 energy in hand.
Yeah.
So it might be 7 energy in hand, actually.
Wow.
Either way, there's definitely enough. So Jelle has got the KO here. Going to go up 4 prizes to nothing. I am now no longer scared of Cinccino. I've realized it's actually pretty cute and it means me no harm.
Okay, is over to James. Still wasn't, Jelle wasn't able to grab those golden go out of the prize cards. James does promote the Cinccino. We do know that Lugia V-Star, is in hand. So Summoning Star is live now. Archeops, multiple Archeops in the discard pile. So special role, we would imagine, is going to see a big KO. But Jelle is definitely in the driver's seat, being 4 prize cards ahead right now.
And let's be clear, this game is not over. Palkia needs 2 energy, and the V-Star power has already been used. So Palkia is not attacking next turn. It needs too much energy. Golden Go absolutely can attack next turn, but you would need 2 energy in hand and 1 to attach. And there's no Golden Go on the board right now. If you use Golden Go to take a KO, you will guarantee to draw a Golden Go from your prizes, though, for your last attacker. So Capturing Aroma, Tails.
That can find a basic Pokemon then, whatever James would like. It's going to grab, looks like the Minccino. Love that, because that is the way James wins the game, by announcing special role for KO multiple times.
Yeah, the problem here is, even if Jelle can now just trade 2 for 1, it's fine. James takes 2 prizes, Jelle takes 1, James takes 2 prizes, goes down to 2 remaining, and Jelle wins the game.
Yes.
So it's not just about James taking these 2 prize KOs now. Jelle van Kampen has to miss an attack in order for James to be able to take enough prizes. And this is what we were worried about, trading 2 for 1 with each Cinccino. But if you can go up 4 prizes as Jelle did, it's no longer a worry, it's not an issue. And that is what he's done so well in this game. That fast start was crucial.
Yeah, that Palkia coming out was just so clutch. As we do see Primal Turbo going to attach a Mist Energy and a Gift Energy to active Cinccino. And then we're going to see a Jet and a double Jet Energy off their second. So special role is swinging for KO territory now, what we like to see for James. And as Jelle's questions will be, can I get another Golden Go roll in and take a KO?
Yeah, that is going to be the issue. You don't need much energy. You only need 3, 1 to attach, 2 to discard. But the problem is actually finding the Golden Go. Oh, there's an Ultra Ball in hand. You're good.
There we go.
And Jelle will draw 1 off the prizes because there's 2 prizes left and they're both Golden Go. So you're guaranteed to get 1 from the prizes here. It's just, now we got 2. We will need 1 more energy here. You need an extra energy. You've got 2 in hand. 2 is not enough. Pheasantipity, though, that might help.
Yeah, this Pheasantipity is going to be really, really important here because it can find you a whole multitude of options. It could find you barrel to keep drawing through. It could find you whatever you like, realistically. So there goes the 2 basic. And speaking of a barrel, there it is. Industrious Incisors, letting you draw till you have 5 cards in your hand. So Jelle can draw 4 cards now if it was to activate Industrious Incisors now, and then can just flip the script afterwards to draw another 3. And that's all about using your supporter for the turn. So Jelle has a ton of cards to see, just needs to find Golden Go realistically, and a combination of energy cards to take this KO.
Yeah, you're drawing 7 cards here, and there's an Ultra Ball left in hand, so guaranteed Golden Go, which means 9 cards total. 4 from the Bibarel, 3 from the Pheasantipity, 2 from the active Golden Go here.
Oh, and there we go, Superior Energy Retrieval. That gets you there.
And there's an energy in hand as well, which is going to help. So, yeah, if you're worried about discarding too many things, use Pheasantipity, draw some more cards. So the KO here is fine, and you're going to draw a Golden Go from your prizes for next turn. So if you can get free energy next turn for Jelle van Kampen, you will win this game.
Yeah, I wonder if there's an argument for holding on to a Superior Energy Retrieval if you can get away with it, just so whatever James does promote, you can just evaporate, for lack of a better term. So there we do see the Ultra Ball. That's going to grab Golden Go. Oh, let's not forget, you get coin bonus for 2. So that's another 2 cards that you can draw because the Golden Go isn't active. And I must say, Ross, I adore that artwork of the Golden Go, by far my favorite.
Yeah, full art, some people love them, some people don't love them so much, but I think everybody loves that full art Golden Go because it's literally a stack of golden coins. It really suits that full art finish so nicely indeed. Here is Pheasantipity drawing 3 cards, and really here, energy's nice, but there's 2 superior energy retrievals.
Gracious me.
And here we go with coin bonus, drawing 2 more cards. There's an
it drew a boss as well. So that means we can just, do we have enough? Yeah, we can just boss the Pheasantipity, and the superior energy retrieval gets enough to where you can KO that Squawkabilly, KO that, and that would be game. Jelle making it rain here in our top 8 feature match here in Dortmund, going 1 game up.
Absolutely, wearing that Hawaiian t-shirt from Worlds this year. One of my best memories of Worlds is going hiking in an actual rainforest where it rained a lot. Maybe not quite as much as in that game, though. All of those prizes being taken there by Golden Go, although actually, to be fair, first couple from that Palkia early doors, and that's the thing. So much pressure put on early, and oh, got a little look at the deck box there. That lovely so-so art there from the Van Gogh Museum in the Netherlands, of course, where Jelle van Kampen hails from. Let's have a look at a bit of a replay here, Shay. Take us back through game one.
It looks like there's the fist bump of both players. We're starting. Real big turn there. Prime catcher into the subspace well for KO. That immediately put James on the back foot. Not getting too Lugia. V down really cost him there. Jelle was immediately able to capitalize. Did have to play the hand down a lot to do it. Suboptimal star portal, but was definitely worth it there. And then for James, was able to sort of stabilize with the special Voltintino, but then that absolute mega turn there, boss's orders from the coin bonus, make it rain to KO that Squawker Billy. Jelle put an absolute masterclass and show there on. Let's see if he can do it again. James needs to win this game too if he wants to try and advance into top 4.
And, you know, look at that last turn. Drawing 4 cards from the Bibarel, drawing 3 cards from the Pheasant Dipty, drawing 2 cards from the coin bonus.
Yep.
Jelle understands that this deck is one where you need a lot of pieces pretty much every turn. So let's just play a lot of draw. And I do just want to point out, seeing a Dutch player on stream repping that wonderful collaboration between the Van Gogh Museum and the Pokemon TCG makes me very, very happy indeed. I wish they'd warned me, though. I've got a pin of that little so-so artwork with a Snorlax. I could have worn it for this game if only someone had told me in advance. So going into game 2, Shay, what are you looking for if you're James?
Well, immediately is having 2 Lugia V down, I think realistically would be advantageous. Getting those Mincino down nice and early as well. I think it's just business as usual for James. We know how Lugia plays. Just got punished for not putting down 2 Lugia V. If there were 2 Lugia V, that game could have went a bit differently.
Agreed.
So if you're James, just try and get down 2 this time. But then again, you are probably going first, so then chances of you getting, you know, turn 2'd, probably, well, a lot lower. So if you're James, just compose yourself, I think. Just, you know, I got a little bit unlucky there, but that's fine. I just now have to win these next 2. Perfectly capable of doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you go first against this Golden Go deck, you don't even need the second Lugia, because you know there's no pressure being put on you. Palkia needs a turn to get going. Golden Go needs a turn to get going. What am I calling it? Greninja, you need your Palkia, which needs a turn to get going. You're not doing very much. So it's only when you go second that you need that second Lugia so drastically.
Yeah.
Was that a mulligan from Jelle there?
That's the second mulligan,
Oh, my word. You do not want to give Lugia going first extra cards.
No, that is definitely low down your priority list when you're playing against Lugia. Because, you know, those extra cards could just be more copies of Archeops, and you never know. As a Lugia player going first, if you can just Ultra Ball away 2 Archeops, you are so happy with life. So let's see what Jelle can draw here off the 7. Oh.
There's an I know, I can tell you that much.
And let's see, are we going to see a basic here, Jelle? Come on, let's have a look. Yep, I see up here, Radiant Greninja. I see a Pheasant Dipty as well.
Yeah, Radiant Greninja needs to be the opener here. Pheasant Dipty's good, but it can wait a turn or 2 until your opponent starts taking KOs before it hits the bench. Well, I see 1 Archeops at least in hand. 1 in the prizes, but only 1. And nicer prizes for Jelle there. Because you really actually want multiple Golden Go set up and ready to Golden Go. I went there, Shay.
You went there? I like it. I like it. So let's go. Is James's first turn here. Did leave the Mincino in the active. That's fine. Don't mean you don't have to maneuver it around, start attacking. And it looks like James did have a Lugia V on the bench there as well. So immediately doing well. We're just trying to get some Archeops in the discard pile. And we do see an Ultra Ball going to discard a Lugia V-Star and an Archeops immediately. Normally, if you see an Ultra Ball target getting away a Lugia V-Star, it normally means there's probably another one in the hand, or at the very least, another Ultra Ball, as we do see Archeops being taken there. So I'm going to have a guess here. There's going to be another Ultra Ball in the hand, and that's going to get rid of that Archeops to grab a Lugia V-Star. But actually, it doesn't look like there is.
No, I wouldn't mind a Squawkabilly turn 1 either if you do have another Ultra Ball, but it doesn't look like, at least for the moment, James is not yet playing it. Of course, you look at the records of these players. James took 2 losses to this point. Jelle had 2 ties, one of which we believe was an intentional tie because You're guaranteed top cut anyway. And of course, Jelle did not have to play in that asymmetrical top cut round. Went straight into the top 8.
So we do see a turn attachment to the active Mincino and then a pass over to Jelle. Let's see what Jelle can do. We see a buddy pop in. At the very least, it's a great card letting you grab any 2 Pokemon with 70 HP or less and pop them straight onto your bench. And it looks like Jelle's going to do a little prize card check here as well. Just making sure, how many Golden Go do we have here this time?
And the good news is he's going to have a little look through his deck and he is going to discover, hang on a second, I've got access to all my Golden Go. This is so much nicer than it was back in game 1, where unfortunately 2 of them, not only were they prized, but actually with Jelle taking those last 2 prizes all at once to the boss's orders, they never even came out the prizes, Shay. They were there for the entire game. Frankly, I don't want to sound rude here, they did not put in any work last game. Jelle is looking to get a little bit more from them. And honestly, you know, if you're having them sitting on your bench can be made up of Golden Go, which is drawing cards. Greninja, drawing cards.
Yeah.
Serendipity, drawing cards. Bibarel, drawing cards. Maybe you've got a Palkia down, but that should be the only thing. And there was times in that last game where there's Gimmighoul sitting on the bench, not drawing cards. And except for your 1 Palkia, everything on that bench should be drawing cards basically every turn.
Yeah, something to be said for that, right? We can just see all those extra cards, as you say. You got concealed cards, industrious incisors, coin bonus, flip the script, an absolute cornucopia ways of drawing cards there. And something to be said, when you can draw that many, so suddenly superior energy retrievals instantly converting to 200 damage seems very good. Buddy Poffin does conclude when I grab 2 copies of Gimmighoul and pop them straight on the bench.
Yeah, wouldn't mind getting down a Palkia V this turn to give yourself that option. Of course, chances are, look, we've seen this a million times before. We even saw the Lugia V-Star get discarded. So Jelle knows the chances are James has probably got the Lugia V-Star next turn. And is probably going to get the double Archeops. But there's always a chance he doesn't. And Jelle needs to be able to capitalize on that in as many different ways as possible. So I always like having that Palkia V down. James is not going to go after it. He's going to go after the Golden Go.
Yeah.
But I like having it down there as an option because it gives you so many more things you can do during the game.
So Jelle's debating on what to do here first. We're going to see a concealed card. Going to discard a water energy to draw 2. Irida and Boss. Now, this is interesting. I think Jelle was on up the Iron Oak, which I think is fantastic because we know that James Ultra Balled for an Archeops, and that's going to get sent straight to the bottom of the deck. One's in the discard pile, so only 2 available realistically to draw into here for James, and then Jelle will get a fresh new hand of 6 as well.
Yeah, this is going to be nice. We know that, well, we presume, if we're Jelle, we presume that James has got a half-decent hand. So get rid of that, get it to the bottom of the deck, and then draw yourself a bunch of things. Another buddy Poff in here. And not too much I think we necessarily need here. Oh, but we do have the Bidoof and we have the Gimmighoul. It won't get you Palkia, it won't get you Greninja, which you've already got. But 3 Gimmighoul and a Bidoof.
And it's like Palkia V's already in hand, so if Jelle wants to bench that, he can, which would be very advantageous. It would be a 2-prize liability, potentially, though. Earth and Vessel going to be played, though, discarding a water to grab a water energy and a metal energy as well. Remember, energy in a discard pile is a fine place for Jelle, because it does play that superior energy retrieval, which we saw in game 1, letting you grab back 4 basic energy. When used in combination with Make It Rain, each superior energy retrieval is an effective 200 damage.
I think you are absolutely correct there. That's a good shout. Energy in the discard, not a bad place to be. If you play for the discard, discarding him is not bad. I like that Palkia coming down. I would love an attachment to it. Because it's a 2-energy attacker.
Yeah.
If you put an energy down now, then it's always available with which to attack. Whereas if you don't put the energy on now, you force a star portal in order to get an attack. It's not a huge deal, but for me personally, I would like to see an energy on that Palkia to open up that line of play. But also putting it on the Greninja. Oh, we are just retreating for the Gimmighoul. Don't mind this at all. You don't want to give up a Gimmighoul, but honestly, for the rest of the game, James is going to be going after 2 prizes. Giving up a single 1 prizer might not even matter.
Here we do see capturing Aroma. That's going to be heads. That means James can grab an evolution Pokemon there from the deck. You imagine Archeop's going to be high up on that list. That is the one that got put to the bottom as well. Now, does James have a Lugia V-Star? Is that an Ultra Ball? I can't see. Second to last card. It was a capturing Aroma first. Anyway, here we go. That's going to be heads. That's another evolution Pokemon. So I imagine this is going to be a Lugia V-Star, I'd imagine, off this one.
Yeah, you do need a Chinchino, but not before you need a Lugia V-Star. So here we go with that Lugia, as expected. And honestly, if you can get a Chinchino here, you're getting pretty close to the perfect turn for James.
Oh, triple Crapching Aroma. Here we go.
Gonna be another...
That's another heads. Goodness gracious me. James flipping all the heads here. Going to be able to search there for 3 evolution Pokemon this turn. And no surprises what this one's going to be. James is going to be special, rolling his way in this game too.
Yeah, that Chinchino was big, getting 1 for the Archeops, 1 for the Lugia V-Star, 1 for the Chinchino. It's a lot, frankly.
Yeah.
But you know what? When it works, don't argue, just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
I wonder if we're going to see like an Ultra Ball for Luminion here to maybe grab a boss's orders, perhaps, and take 2 prize cards on the Palkia, potentially. Let's see what James does. We are going to see that Ultra Ball being played here, though. Oh, no.
Looks like another Minchino, which I don't think is a bad idea here. That Chinchino is going to be your main attacker. Like we saw in Game 1, you want to trade 1 prizes for 2 prizes. That's your goal here. Didn't work in Game 1, because in Game 1, Jelle had 2 good to start. But if it can work here, that is going to give James a big advantage. Good news is, if Jelle is unsuccessful, if Jelle loses this game, they'll go first in Game 3. And given that these are both decks that take a turn to get rolling, going first in Game 3 will be a big deal.
Really well, as we do see the Cincino there being evolved into. Special Vault is now live. Haven't seen Summoning Star used yet, but I'm sure that'll be coming on. We do see the Professor's Research here being played. Discard your hand to draw 7 more. Goodness gracious me. James, what else can you manufacture this turn? You've done everything you need to so far. It hasn't even used Primal Turbos yet.
Yeah, this was looking pretty good. You honestly don't really need too much. Here comes your Summoning Star, getting your 2 Archeops onto the bench. When we first saw Lugia V-Star, I was like, think about all the different options. There's so many different colorless Pokemon. And the community as a whole went, no, Archeops. And that's it. I don't think I've ever seen Lugia get anything other than 2 Archeops, except those sad games where it only gets 1 and normally loses. So there's an energy onto your Lugia. That was from the hand.
Yep.
And are we... Okay, here comes the Archeops.
So it looks like we saw a retreat there. And we're going to see Primal Turbo so we can start attacking with Lugia. Now, I don't mind this. Tempest Dive will do enough to KO. Can even utilize some double turbo energy if you like here. And what this does, this just protects your Cincino from getting KO. Because like you said, you won't be taking 2 prize cards with them. Lugia can't take a 2 prize KO. So how about we just let Lugia take this 1 prize KO here and just make it really hard for Jelle.
I don't think that is a bad plan at all. Here we go with the 4 energy, including a V-Guard energy, which in this matchup, it will protect against Palkia, which isn't one hit KOing you anyway. It won't help against Golden Go. So here it's more just an energy. We saw it be big against Regidrago earlier on in the stream. This matchup, shall we say, bit less exciting, but it is going to get a KO on the Gimme Ghoul. James is going to go up by 1 prize. And if you're Jelle here, the downside is there are going to be 1 prize Pokemon that James can try and gust up and KO, like the Bibarel and the Greninja. So this could still be relevant to the prize map.
Really could. We do see a Tempest Dive going to carry that Gimme Ghoul there. And let's see what Jelle can do. The problem is for Jelle that he has to use 2 prize Pokemon to KO, where it looks like after this Lugia V-Star goes down, I should say, James can just operate on a single prize board state and make it hard for Jelle to sort of leapfrog back into this game. So Ultra Ball is going to be played though, discarding 2 basic energy to grab that barrel, which will draw up to 5 cards as well.
It will, and while we're doing this, I have a quick update from the top 8. Bit of bad news for me and my predictions. Rahul Reddy has won with Archeops Lugia against Glenn Bowen's Miraidon, and will be facing Stefan Ivanov. So we've got our first top 4 game already set. Rahul Reddy's Archeops Lugia against Stefan Ivanov's Palkia.
So just to interrupt you there, sorry, the Cypher Maniacs code-breaking was played there. It looked like Prime Catcher and Palkia V-Star being taken, going to be popped to the top of the deck. Now, of course, with Industrious Incisors, Jelle will be able to draw straight back into them. And it looks like he has an empty card hand right now. We'll get 3 other cards. So Jelle will be able to do exactly what he wants this turn, thanks to that Cypher Maniacs code-breaking.
Yeah, that Cypher Maniacs code breaking. I mean, it's especially good in this deck because you've got Bibarel and you've got Greninja and you've got your coin bonuses on your Golden Go. So Slife Maniac's code breaking, you are going to draw those cards, and it makes your deck so much more consistent. Now, James got the first KO, but it was on a single prizer. So Jelle here is going to try and basically start the 2-prize KO race and hope that James isn't able to get a 1-prize KO at some point. If James does, then James is still in the driver's seat. Jelle needs 3 KOs to win the game. James, well, needs 3 KOs, but there is a potential here for trying to even up the prize map as we go. But I think if Jelle just goes 2-prize, 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 should still win the game because James is still going to need a minimum 3 KOs to win.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. We're going to see coin bonus. We're going to draw into another golden ghost. We can see another coin bonus there to draw 1 card. This is the poetic thing about this golden go deck is that it just draws cards out of whim. We've seen Industrious Incisor, we've seen coin bonus, we haven't even seen concealed cards yet. There's another coin bonus still to be used, and that's what you said. It makes the Cypher Mage's code breaking so much more effective because you've got so many ways of just drawing into those cards that you put to the top.
Yeah, absolutely it does. It's a great, great card. In some decks, this is one of them. You've got to have that guaranteed draw to really make the most of it, but this deck's got it in spades. Here we go with a coin bonus, drawing a card. It is a water energy that we discard with concealed cards to draw 2 more cards. And here we see Prime Catcher onto one of the Archeops. I love this, because here's the deal. Lugia's not a very good attacker in this matchup.
Nope.
It doesn't KO Palkia. It doesn't KO Golden Go. And what Jelle's saying here is, you've got no energy. You need 4 energy on a Cinccino to KO a Golden Go. So if I KO a Lugia, you cannot, in 1 turn, power up a Cinccino to KO a Golden Go. This could be the play. Yes, it's only a 1-prize KO, so Jelle will need 3 more KOs afterwards, but I adore this play, because now there will be no single-turn Cinccino to KO a Golden Go.
It's fantastic play, real heads-up play there from Jelle. Like you said, it effectively just neutralizes the Cinccino threat there, because like you said, you can't get to 4 energy in a turn now. Those energy on the Lugia are really, really, well, wasted, for lack of a better term. And then if James can realistically try and weave in another boss's order, you can just remove the second Archeops at some point. And this Lugia can't one-hit KO anything on Jelle's side of the ball, well, at least a 2-prize Pokemon, I should say. So Lugia just might have to just swing into the active at the very least. What a heads-up play there from Jelle. I really like to see that. Let's see how James can respond.
Yeah, now the prize race here actually still goes in James's favor, because they both need 3 KOs, including a 1-prizer to win. But the big difference here is Jelle is going to be able to fire off big 1-hit KOs on 2-prize Pokemon using Golden Go's Make It Rain, and Lugia is not.
Yep.
Sure, Lugia can take a 1-prize KO to even it up, but that's not going to win the game. It's those 2-prize KOs you need. Good news is you can Archeops onto a Cinccino this turn.
Yep.
Hit with Lugia, and then do it again next turn and your Cinccino's rolling.
Yep.
But that second Cinccino, trying to get it to 4 energy, not going to be easy.
It's not, as it looks like James did top deck the Blood Moon Ursaluna. That is a card that can attack with low energy. Problem is it only does 240, which again isn't going to be one-shotting any Golden Go or Palkia V-Star.
It's a card that can very efficiently almost do enough damage.
Yep.
But not quite.
It comes very close, but not quite. As we do see Ultra Ball being played there, getting rid of a Lugia V. Didn't quite see the last card it discarded, unfortunately, but let's see what this Ultra Ball target is. Maybe it will be the Cinccino. Could be that. Could just be a Luminion, perhaps. Could be all sorts, but it's a really awkward game plan now for James.
It is. I'm trying to work through James's energy attached. Now, I don't think he's attached this turn.
No.
So what you can do is essentially you Archeops onto one Cinccino and attach to the other.
Yep.
Next turn, you Archeops onto the one that's got 2. It goes up to 4, it can attack. You manually attach to the other.
Yep.
And then in 2 turns' time, you can Archeops onto the one that's got 2 energy.
Yep.
And that will actually allow you to attack with both. So if you could take a single prize KO this turn, and then use your Cinccino with the energy attachments I just outlined for the next 2 turns, that could still work, but it's a very specific game plan that involves doing this, this, and this. Also, fun side note, you can obviously use double turbo here, so we're good. Onto the Cinccino. They're actually 60 damage rather than 40.
Yep. So let's see if that is the line James goes on. I think you're right. That is probably the line I would be working towards. But you're right. It's a very regimented plan that cannot afford to have anything go wrong at any point. We do see Luminion currently in the hand as well. Double Turbo Energy still in hand. Primal Turbo did attach.
Okay, so they're the 3 attachments we're expecting. 2 to 1 Cinccino from Arc. But see, here's the problem.
Oh, no.
You didn't get a KO this turn. And if you don't get a KO this turn, then sure, you can attack with your 2 Cinccino, but then you've got to get a KO with the Lugia, which forces you to have a gusting effect on that one turn you attack with Lugia, which you might have, but you might not. It's forcing one more part of an awkward puzzle.
And let's see what Jelle can do here. Definitely, Tempest dive into the active, I think, was Jelle's best case scenario, because that was, like you said, almost wasted damage. Pokestop is going to get played now. We do see another Cypher main that's code breaking in the hand. We see an Earthen Vessel. So plenty of energy cards to work with. Currently 4 in the discard. So all superior energy retrievals are currently live right now. Double coin bonus still available. Concealed cards and Industrious and Size Ross. There's so much draw power. And the Pokestop as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes the Earthen Vessel discarding a Night Stretcher that I occasionally call Rescue Stretcher because I'm thinking back in time, but it is Night Stretcher. It goes and gets a Water Energy and a Metal Energy here. Of course, you need a Metal Energy on Golden Go to attack, but the energy you discard from your hand with Golden Go can be whatever you darned well like.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. It looks like a Metal Energy and a Water Energy have been taken, for Jelle. And that sort of gives us an inclination that he might be using the opt-in to slam into the active and use a Make It Rain, since Golden Go to attack is for 1 Metal Energy. So that's the most, well, I would allude to as he's planning on using that Metal Energy to attack.
Absolutely, that's where we're going here. So Metal Energy does go on the Golden Go. Oh, wait, no. Yes, as expected, goes on the Golden Go here. We are going to use Bibarel to draw, is it 3 cards?
Yep, looks like 3, 2 currently in the hand. There we go, superior energy retrieval, what we like to see, and a normal energy retrieval there as well. So that means energy can be flying here, there, and everywhere. Damage will not be an issue for Jelle this turn. Still has the coin bonus to use.
Yeah, wouldn't mind getting another goal.
Oh, gets a boss's orders.
Love this.
Into the second Archeops, Ross. So that means James will not be able to use Primal Turbo anymore. Can even KO this with the active Subspace Swell if you like. Still has coin bonuses to go, Ross. Oh my goodness.
I don't love KOing it with the active because you are just giving James 2 prizes with that Lugia. I want to get it out of the active. I want to KO with a Golden Go here. Now, I don't think it makes a huge difference, but I just don't want to give James any good prizes. Now, this changes everything, because now, and here's the thing, James actually could have put that 3rd energy on the Cinccino last turn and then attached this turn again. Now, I was not thinking that, because I think the most efficient way to get it rolling was what I said. That's what James did. However, that means Cinccino will not be attacking next turn. So if I'm Jelle, I can get the KO with Palkia. I want to get it with Golden Go and make it more awkward, but do you want to get rid of the energy on Palkia and risk not being able to attack to make it more awkward? I'm not even that worried, honestly, because your Golden Go's not getting KO'd, so you don't need an energy attachment next turn. So no, I'm just retreating the Palkia here.
Yeah, but I mean, both lines of play would be fantastic. But goodness gracious me, and this is the sort of thing where when you can draw so many cards by having to use supporters, you can start playing the Cypher Maniacs. You can play more bosses orders liberally because you're drawing cards anyway. Wow, Jelle, Van Kampen really applying pressure here in game 2. So looks like we are going to see a pay retreat, I would imagine. By the looks of it, I think you're right.
I don't think there is a slam dunk. This is definitely right. Personally, I want to retreat into a Golden Go. Next turn, I can reattach to the Palkia and leave it as a 1 energy attacker if I wish. But now this turn, I'm basically saying you cannot KO this Golden Go next turn. So you have to have Gusting or 2-hit KO. And if you're 2-hit KO in a Golden Go, you're not winning that game.
No. Anytime Golden Go. So we are going to see the energy retrieval. Going to grab the 2 basic energy there. Just need 3 to KO an Archeops, I believe. Yep, 150, so 50 times 3. There we go. Oh, and they're making it rain onto the Archeops as well. Energy cards flying here, there, and everywhere. Both players in good spirits here as Jelle KOs both Archeops. There will be no Primal Turbo available for James. Special Roll cannot KO this Golden Go. So Lugia V-Star finds himself in the active spot again. What can James do?
I am loving the way Jelle is seeing this game in both games. Game 1, he went, I've got a faster start, I'm just going to race you and I'm going to win. Game 2, he's going, You've got a faster start. If I race you, I'm going to lose. Well, it'd be an awful shame if you didn't have any Archeops to use now, wouldn't it? And yes, I know that Blood Moon Ursaluna can attack, but it doesn't hit the key damage. Oh, and this is crucial, because Iono means James is not taking a prize this turn.
No, you are correct. I guess you could be, if you're a James thinking, let me try and slow down Jelle, but the problem is Jelle draws so many cards anyway. You've got coin bonus, 2 in the active, coin bonus, 1 on the bench. You've got Industrious Incisors to draw up to 5. You've even got concealed cards. We do see a Legacy Energy getting attached to that bench Cincino there, so that means it will give up an effective 0 prize cards if it got KO'd. So let's see what happens next. There's going to be a Tempest dive into the active, and that will discard the Pokestop. So that's going to be, is that 220? I don't see any double turbo.
Well, it depends if there were any double turbo.
No, but I don't see any. So, it'll be 220, and it is over to Jelle.
That's what they've put on there, and this is exactly what you want if you're Jelle here. You've not given up a prize. You're now going to go ahead in the prize race. So, look, oh, now there is a Legacy Energy on the Cincino, so James... trying to make sure that Jelle needs an extra prize again to go and get the KO. The problem is, if I'm Jelle here, we've seen how many cards he draws. That Blood Moon Ursaluna being benched from James could be the thing that actually ends this game a little bit earlier. If I'm Jelle, I'm just like, I'm going to dig this turn. I'm going to dig next turn. I should have 1 boss's orders left in deck, because we've seen Prime Catcher and 1 boss, I believe, but there's 2 in the deck. So you dig, you find your boss, and then next turn you boss the Blood Moon Ursaluna. I think we're going to see Jelle winning next turn.
I think you're correct. We saw the Canceling Clone getting played there, and then a Night Stretch going to grab back 1 basic energy. But look, even after the Iono, we've got a Cypher Maniac as well. So there's so many ways of doing exactly what you need. So let's see what Jelle can do. I think you want to try and save the Cypher Maniac if you can, because what you could do next, if you can manufacture a knockout without playing Cypher, you can end the turn with your Cypher Maniac just to put a Boss's Orders to the top and say I'm guaranteed to win next turn. Let's see what happens here. But battle first, Industrious Incisors, we just want to see basic energy realistically.
And what you said there was really big. Playing Cypher Maniacs to leave it on the top rather than drawing into it means that if you get Ionoed, you draw into it.
Doesn't matter.
You don't put it to the bottom of the deck. So here comes a coin bonus, and it looks like, oh, it's been a good year down at the factory shade. There's a big bonus being given out. There are 2 being drawn here. Actually, a couple of basic energy. Oh, and Jelle van Kampen eyeing up that Cypher Maniac's code breaking. Now we need, it's actually 6 energy in hand need to be discarded to KO the Lugia. Are we there?
Yeah, we've got 2 currently. No way of getting energy back. So superior energy retrieval, but it looks like Jelle is going to have to put that Cypher Maniac there as well. Looks like, yep, there we go. So it's going to be Boss's Orders and a superior energy retrieval. I like taking the bosses, basically saying if you don't play Iron, I win next turn. It's pretty much that simple. And the superior energy retrieval will get back 4 from the discard pile. 4 plus 2 from hand is 6. And 6, as Ross correctly said, would be a big, monstrous 1-hit KO on that Lugia V-Star.
Yeah, and I can confirm 4 plus 2 most definitely is 6. I counted on my fingers and everything. So here comes a card being drawn from Cypher Maniac's code-breaking, and it is, shockingly, superior energy retrieval and Boss's Orders. So here we go. Golden Go gets discarded. You will not need that 4th version of that. We've got Buddy Buddy Poffin, your bench is full, 2 pointless cards being discarded, and now we've got the KO, and this is looking very, very good for Jelle van Kampen here. There's 6 energy, there's the KO on Lugia. Last season, Jelle van Kampen made it all the way to the final in Dortmund, and is just 1 turn away from potentially getting back to top 4 this season.
There we go, Jelle making it rain in fantastic fashion. Gonna kill that Lugia V-Star is over to James now. Let's see what he can do. Yes, still has to take those 2 prize cards. Worth noting, superior energy retrieval was taken there as well. So that means knockout is currently very easy for Jelle to get outside of hand disruption from James. James does promote the bench, does promote a Cincino, I should say. And let's see what he can manufacture. I don't see an Iono yet.
No, and here's the thing. You saw your opponent play Cypher Maniac's code-breaking and play 1 card.
Yeah.
You know that there is another card they got from the Cypher Maniac's code-breaking. You know it's a Boss's Orders. Like, if you're James, you know Jelle has a Boss's Orders in hand.
Yeah.
So you know you have to hand disrupt. This isn't one of those situations where you're thinking, oh, do I read it? No, you need the Iono, James. Let's be perfectly clear here. You need it very, very badly, or you are going to lose this game.
He does have aluminium. So aluminium could go grab the iron ore if you like. Or it's going to see a special roll to KO the active. So I think Jelle has it all wrapped up here. Just has to make sure you do everything in the correct order. You don't want to be making any mistakes. So Golden Go is going to be promoted top deck for turn. All we need to do is bosses, orders, plus superior energy retrieval, nest ball, just to make sure everything's in deck. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Just remember, it will be 6 energy because it is 260 HP on that Blood Moon Ursaluna. So make sure you've got 6 energy. There's the boss's orders.
There's the boss's orders.
So you need 1 energy on your active and then 6 in your hand.
Okay, so Bibao gonna draw 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. Still got to flip the scripts. I think in
superior energy retrieval was drawn off of that Bibarel there.
Okay.
That should be 2 in hand, which is easily enough energy here. Flip the script for it doesn't matter. Coin bonus for it doesn't matter, because we're going to see 2 superior energy retrieval played.
There we go.
1 energy on the active, 7 discarded, 350 damage, way too much. Make it rain, Jelle van Kampen. You are in the top 4 of the Dortmund Regional Championships after the finals appearance last year. We're not even done yet,
Here we go. It's going to be make it rain here.
13 energy, 650 damage. And now, Jelle van Kampen advances to the top 4 of the Dortmund Regional Championships. I went a little bit early there. I didn't realize the forecast was quite as bad for Lugia as it was. That was a lot of rain, and that was a fun game to watch. I always love it when you can see the players having fun, win, lose, or draw.
Everybody at home, everyone here in Dortmund, everyone here in Europe, everyone needs to go grab yourself an umbrella, because Jelle is making it rain here, there, and everywhere, and especially in this venue as he marches on to top 4, only 1 win away from matching his previous Dortmund regional performance, 2 wins away from being our first EU regional champion here this season.
Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good at this stage. I mean, if nothing else, a final and then a top 4 at the same event back-to-back. It's a huge regional. But there's 1,815 players here, let's be perfectly clear. Yeah. That is a ridiculous amount of players compared to what we saw just a couple of years ago. And then to actually come in and make top 4 after making the final last time with such a large, diverse field and with the same deck, no less.
Yeah.
I mean, what an achievement.
It seems to, yeah, like you said, so Jelle's been doing this again with Golden Go, and we saw already with Lugia coming straight back from Worlds and just running it back here. It just seems to be, you know, tried and tested. Play the decks you know, you'll pilot them correctly, make less mistakes, and over the course of a long event, the less mistakes you make, the more chance you have to win, and the more games you win, the more chance you have of doing well, and Jelle currently in top 4.
And that's the thing that's really, really important here. We're actually seeing Rahul is in top 4, Jelle is in top 4, and what they're doing is going, look, I know this deck. Yep. Neither of these 2 decks were the top choices coming in. Lugia was a fringe deck. Golden Go was not even on the fringe. Lugia was out in a field somewhere. Yeah. It was not even in consideration. But they are inherently good decks. They are powerful decks. And we saw Jelle there. 2 games, 2 very different game plans. Jelle somehow played the game very differently twice in a row to a victory. And just basically went, look, I know this deck so well. I know exactly what I'm doing. And that's how you end up getting a 2-0 victory and booking your space in top 4.
You're right, both game plans were very different. We saw in game 1, it was just a straightforward steamroll, as it were. Let's actually take a look at how these did pan out. So this was the game 1. That Palkia V-Star come flying in for that turn 2 subspace well, immediately removing that Lugia V. A real heads-up play there. Star Portal attaching that energy, and James was just, well, immediately on the back foot there, as it were. Couldn't really find much ways to get back in this game.
Yeah, taking out that Lugia V really put James down, and then at that point, Jelle just pressed the advantage. Yep. Giant KO with Make It Rain against that Iron Hands there, and from there, Jelle's up by 4 prizes, sorry, and it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what James does. Take a couple of extra KOs, but it turned out James was drawing so many cards, accidentally drew into a boss's orders and finished the game a turn earlier than was needed.
I think you say accidentally. I think there was nothing on accident. Yeah, Jelle did exactly. He would have loved doing that over and over and over again. Let's make no mistake about it. Here we do see, here in game 2, where James was flipping all the heads off Captured Arrow. I think it was 3 heads that turn. And then was able to do some Tempest dive here. But again, Jelle said, okay, you can flip your head. How about I'm just going to start taking out your Archeops here instead, as we do see that Prime Catcher. And, you know, when Lugia had all that energy on, you can take away the Primal Turbo. All of a sudden, James just wasn't able to start powering up those offensive threats. Jelle again then said, you know what? Let me get rid of that Archeops as well with the Make It Rain. 1, 2, and the third. And Jelle was just in the driver's seat.
Yeah, we see a big KO on the Lugia there, going down to just 2 prizes remaining. And of course, when we're saying, is Jelle going to draw into... is Jelle going to draw into the boss's orders? Of course, because he played Cypher Maniac's code-breaking last turn. And then it was, well, hang on a second.
Here we go.
Why get enough energy when I could go over the top? I believe 13 energy, 650 damage here. And it was a big Make It Rain here from Jelle van Kampen.
Let's say it together. Make it rain!
And huge damage there. And I love it when the players are having fun. No one likes being eliminated in top 8 of a regional.
No.
You want to keep going. You want to get that prize money. You want to keep going for that chance of, you know, becoming a regional champion. But sometimes the game doesn't go in your favor. And to see players going, yeah, I lost that game, but you know what? I played a good dude. I had fun. Yeah. We had a good time. And look, you know, James coming in. When we showed that the achievements at the start, there were no achievements to show for James.
Right.
And then top 8 of Dortmund regionals.
Yep.
You know, decent chunk of prize money, bunch of booster packs, and hopefully some pretty nice memories. And it really, like, you get those tournaments sometimes where you just feel like it's somebody's tournament.
Yeah.
Gold and Go can have a hard time against Lugia. If Lugia sets up and starts going with those Chinchinos, like we saw in the latter parts of game.